Hi everybody! So I'm just going to continue off creating the 1980 version of Strawberry Shortcake that was originally created by @KarinaLoomBands from Instagram. In this video, all we're going to be doing is creating the apron, so you should already have everything else done. All supplies were mentioned in part 1. In this video creating the apron, I will be using 2 stitch markers. I do recommend adding 2 stitch markers and preferably the same color as that I'm using. It's going to be an easier way, I find, to know exactly where I'm at when I'm creating the apron. So I'm going to continue, and I really do hope you enjoy. Round 1 of the apron, we're starting off creating this chain that you're going to see all the way around here. So to do that, we are going to use our hook and create a chain. Our first one is our cap band. Then we're going to use 11 green, 7 white, and 12 green. So our chain is going to be a total of 30. You can use all white if you prefer, or if you have, or whatever you'd like to use. So I'm going to start creating the chain. I'm going to wrap my first band around 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now I'm going to pull my 11 green bands through, creating the chain. Now the 12, so this is what you should have now. I'm going to untwist some of my bands here. With your last band, you're going to do a slip knot. So you're just going to pull and give it a tug. Now what we're going to be doing is working towards the bottom. What I'm going to do is, having your chain flat, your slip knot to the side, what I'm going to do is work this way. What we're going to do is, you have 7 white chains. We want to increase to 10 stitches. So I'll be working at this side first. So I'm starting here. Single crochet followed by an increase, single crochet followed by an increase, single crochet followed by an increase, and ending with a single crochet. So you'll have 10 stitches when you're done. Once you're done, you want to add a stitch marker. So I'm going to be going this way, and what you want to make sure that you're doing is, I am going to be going through the stitches. So I'm not actually, like, you can go either, you want to go through the chain the wrong way. So I don't fully have the chain on my hook. So if I was to cut this band, it would just fall apart. So again, I'm going to go through, and this is how I'm going to work this way. So a single crochet. The next stitch over, is my increase. So I'm going to add 2 bands in that one chain. Back in. Next chain is a single crochet. Side. Next is 2 bands. Single crochet in the next. Increase. And a single crochet. Attach a stitch marker to the side, and you should have 10 stitches. I'm going to put this flat until I set up my next round. Now I have rounds 3, 4, 5, and 6 here, and each row I have 9 bands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9, 9, 9, and 9. You're going to start to, I want you to crochet the exact same direction. So I'm going to take these rounds a little bit slowly. At some point in times, you're going to be a little bit awkward on how we're crocheting, so just take your time. I'm going to start with round 3. I will be leaving my stitch marker here so you can tell where I'm at. So we want to do 9 single crochets. So I'm just going to turn it around, and I'm going to crochet in the same stitch where my band is coming out of. This side is going to be a normal way of crocheting, a comfortable way. So just go from one end to the other, 1 band in each chain until you get to the end. So I just did 9 stitches, and I'm going to start round 4. Round 4, we have 9 bands again, and what I'm going to do is turn this around. So now my stitch marker is on the side, and you would normally go through the stitches like this, but what's going to happen is it's going to be right side, wrong side, right side, wrong side, so you won't have a very nice clean finish. But it will still turn out okay if you go this way. I just want the stitches to all be the same, so that's how I'm going to do mine. So get comfortable. Don't think that you can't do it. Go from the back towards the front in the same stitch where your band is coming out of. And bring your band through, and you're going to bring it through the chain of the apron on your hook and side. From the back towards you, and crochet. You're going to do that all the way to the end. My first time doing that, I was all over the place, so it gets easier, and it's a different look. And I'm where the stitch marker is. So now I'm on round 5, and again I have 9 bands. So my stitch marker is here. I'm going to turn it around, and I'm going to crochet in each chain around until I get to the end. Starting where my band is coming out of, it's going to feel natural the way you're looming now. Don't miss that last chain. Now for round 6, I'm going to turn it around, my stitch markers on this side again, and I'm going to do 9 single crochets. So we're going to go from the back towards you again in the same chain where you started and go to the end. So this is what you should have. I'm going to put it flat so I can prepare for the next round. For round 7, we are going to, I have 9 bands here, white, pink, white, pink, white, pink, white, pink, and white. And that's the bottom part of the apron. For each one of these bands, we're going to be doing slip stitches. So turn around my stitch markers here, turn it around and go through and do slip stitches following the layout. So you're bringing your band through each one of the loops that are on your hook. Slip stitch, oops, slip stitch, slip stitch. This is what you should have, and I'm going to lay it flat until I get ready for the next round. For round 8, I have 9 bands here, and you're just going to go right across to the end. Last band slip knot to tie it closed. Now, what you want to do is go through this white little slip knot first. And just crochet. So you could go this way or this way. I think let's go from the front to the back. I think it'd be a little bit more comfortable. So go through the little slip knot of the white. And crochet. Now you have this pink loop right here. That's what you want to go through. Your next stitch is the white loop right here, and then the pink loop. White, pink. White, pink. last band, bring it through all the loops and tie it off. For round 9, we are going to create the top part of our apron now. So I have my apron like this, my stitch marker like this. I'm going to turn it around. So I'm like this now. I have 7 bands and I have 7 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 1 band in each. From the back to the front, your hook is going to face you. And single crochet across. So now I'm just going to add a stitch marker to this band so you can see where I'm at. And it'll be the orange color for the top. For rounds 10, 11, and 12, we're going to be doing 6 single crochets. So I have 6 bands in each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You're going to be reversing just as we did with the bottom. So I'm going to pick it up and turn it around. So this is the front and this is the back. I'm going to go in each chain into the end where it's getting pulled. For round 11, 6 single crochets, turn it around. So my orange marker's on my left hand here, and we're going to go from the back towards the front, so your hook is going to face you. Single crochet. Round 12, same thing, 6 single crochets, turn it around, and 1 band in each chain. This last band, what you're going to do is bring it through all the loops and leave the 2 ends on your hook. So what you're going to do is go in your last chain and bring this band through all the loops and put the end on your hook. So you have created a chain. Now we're going to create her shoulder straps, and you're going to see that I caught on to the 3rd chain of the green. So what I'm going to do is create a chain. I'm going to use 5 bands, so we'll have a chain of 6. So bring 5 bands through, creating a chain. So you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now I have my apron facing this way, and I'm going to go through the third green chain, 1, 2, and 3. So my apron is kind of twisting over here, and I'm going through. And I'm going to do a slip stitch with a white band. And slide. Now what I want you to do is, for round 2 of the strap, we're going to increase on each chain around, but you want to be careful how you increase. We want her shoulder strap to be facing down this way, not facing towards her neck. So this is the effect that we're going to create. So you have 6 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I have 6 sections here, 2 bands for each chain. Your last band, do a slip knot to tie it closed. So have your chain. This is the front of the apron. This is the back. You want to go through the middle of the chain. I'm not going through the center of the chain. So if I go through right where my band is, I don't have the chain on my hook. So I'm not going down this way. I'm not going from the back. I'm going from the front towards the back, and I do not have the chain properly on my hook. Increase 2 bands in that chain. Back in. Fix up your chain. Go through the center of the chain. Increase. Back in. So you're going to see that this flap is facing down. It's not going towards the back. Go through the next one and continue until you get to the end. Last band slip knot. So I'm going through the middle of the chain so I don't have the ends on my hook. Go in, last band, bring it through all the loops that are on your hook. So now you're going to see that the flap is going out. So if I was to put this on her arm, you're going to see the flap is coming down. Now we're going to create the other shoulder strap. And what I'm going to do is a chain of 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Starting at the last chain that I have here at the top, I'm going to go through both of the loops and do a chain of 6. The 7th band, I'm going to go through 1, 2, and the 3rd chain on the green. So let's create a chain of 6, bringing your band through. So that was 1, 2, and 6. Now with your 7th band, what you want to do is bring it through the 3rd chain. So what I'm going to do with my hook is I'm going to count 1, 2, and 3, and I'm going through the center of the chain. So I'm going through the center of the 2 loops. And I'm going to do a slip knot by bringing my band through all of the loops that are on my hook, grabbing the end and sliding. Now for round 2, it was the same as the other strap, except we're going to be crocheting a little bit awkward. So from the hook, the tip of the hook will be facing you. So I'm going to go through the middle of the loops. So the middle of the two loops, I'm not going through the center of the chain. So you can see if I was to cut the band, it would fall apart. And the tip is facing you. Now you're going to increase on each chain, adding 2 bands all the way to the end. So I'll be using 12 bands, so you'll have 12 stitches. The last loop, or sorry, the last band, do a slip knot to tie it closed. So you're just going to crochet. I almost lost it. Go back in the same chain, right in the center, to add your second band. Now make sure that the chain is not twisting. Going from the back towards you through the middle of the 2 loops, and add 2 bands in that same chain. Back in. You're going to start to see the frill is facing away from you. So the curl of the frill. Continue until you get to the end. Through the middle of the 2 loops. So the frill is going towards the front of the apron. And the last chain, I'm not on the apron, I'm on the last chain. Oops, I lost it. Back again. See, it's kind of awkward, but... And this is the last band, so you're going to do a slip knot, bring it through all the loops, grab the end, and tie off. So you're going to see that the frills, if you're looking at the front of the apron, the frills are coming down. So to attach these pieces, they're double bands of green. And I'm going to do a slip knot in the back with white. So you can see the slip knots here. You could hide them through the little chains after if you wish, by just going through the little knots and bringing them through so that they're not sticking out like that. That's completely up to you. So I'm going to start with the middle one first. You can see that my original 7 bands of the chain are here and I'm just below. So here, and I'm going to go right below. So I'm going to go through the front of the apron like this, and then I'll bring my slip knot to the back after. So the chain is here and I'm just going in the center and bringing 2 bands through and tie it off. So that's one, and then you can just go through and hide it to the back. Now we need one on either side. And I'm just going to do the other side, just to make sure it's even. And all these bands you can hide just by going through the little slip knots or the little knots in the back and just hiding your bands. The ones on the shoulder straps I hid in the body, so you can just kind of go through the body and then just hide after. You could even hide them in the straps, whatever you're comfortable with. I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to tie. You would normally tie shoelaces this way, When you're not wearing something, you always go on top. So left over the right and tie underneath. Now I'm just going to bring this one through one of the chains here. I'm going to go through the top and I'm going to grab the end and bring it through. Now you can do a little bow, you can leave it like that, whatever you prefer. But she's done, and I do hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.